So there, it's out. You can see, I think this is our problem, but this is a primer. We have a bleeder screw here, water plug, right? Water sensor, and then a plug in here. I'll blow this whole thing apart. We have a whole kit from Merchant Automotive. They really specialize in Duramax, just about anything you could ever need for Duramax. And this kit, some things I really like. You get the additive, you get new fuel filter, you get all the O-rings for the kit, bleeder screw, new water plug, which is really cool because they made it accessible with a 3/8 ratchet. I'll show you that in a second. So I'll get this blown apart, cleaned up, and show you how all of this from Merchant Automotive goes in here and helps our leak out. Okay, so now we have our filter head kind of blown apart. I'll show you all how it goes back together. Really simple, really easy. Just take a little patience, grab you a Torx 20, and you'll be set. And a little cup of oil. Why? Well, because a lot of these O-rings and gaskets, they go on a lot easier and seal a lot better when you have a little bit of oil, and they don't get torn when you first torque them down. Now that being said, here's the first part, and I believe the culprit. I clean this guy up, okay? And these are important. There's a couple gaskets here, and you want to make sure that the first one you put on, this open area, this exposed area here, lip if you will, is on the bottom towards the flare, okay? And then the second one you want to put on is facing upward, all right? So, real simple, real easy. And like I said, always good to have a little bit of oil so you can at least lubricate it, and that way when you put it back together, it won't pinch, fight you, and so forth. So that being said, put your spring back in. We've got our O-ring in place. I'm gonna slide this guy down and really just take a minute and kind of finesse it. You want this thing to seat nice and snug. Put our primer unit back on top. It goes down, you can hear it kind of building pressure. You know, you can self-check these things when you're done, but you can hear it making pressure right there. That's awesome. So a couple more turns, get this primer snug down. So now this primer is going to get the fuel, because these don't have lift pumps, up to the filter, okay? Now let's get a good seal on that one. You flip it over. Another noteworthy thing is these guys here, they have O-rings, but they're not serviceable. So really don't want to mess with those, don't want to take those out, okay? One more spring, ball check valve, so drop this in here, okay? I've already put the O-ring on this one. Again, just a little dab of oil around it to help it seat. Put this, and here's another little clue. So it's got a little indentation here in your tooth to hold it, so make sure you're fighting the right direction. Give you a hassle if you try to do it the other way. And I've got a new pilot screw. A lot of times people find out that those screws, they get worn out, they get sort of, you know, tore up from taking them on and off. So with this Merchant Automotive kit, you get a whole new pilot screw that's metal, won't wear and tear like the old plastic one. And with that, you're good. So you got that piece, your ball check valve, your primer, your new pilot screw, and you got it rebuilt. It's that simple. Now I've got all the new seals from Merchant Automotive. I've got the new little plug here, all those gaskets and so forth, and a quick self-check. When you have this thing all back together, put your finger on the low side, and actually you can feel that suction. You can even hear it when you pull your finger off. Look at that, right? That's gonna get all that fuel, fill up all this volume of that pump. And another little thing you might wanna do while you have this entire system off is this spacer. A lot of guys find out it's difficult to get their hand around this fuel filter and get it twisting so you can turn it off. Well, this little adapter, if you will, slides just in the bolts, pulls it away from the block. Really simple, that way you can get your hand on it and get it loose.